What's good, everybody? It's your boy Will. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best inside center builds on NBA 2K22. I'm going to be showing you guys 3 different builds. They're all different heights. These are the 3 most common builds that I've seen so far playing competitive Pro-Am. So these builds are specifically going to be for that 5v5 play. The first build I'm going to be showing you is a 6'11.5" inside center. This is the build you want to make if you really want to be guarding pick and roll because it has higher speed than the other two. The other 2 builds are both taller than this one. So as you can see, this is 2.12 meters. We're going to be using the metric system for all of these builds. 107 kilograms, and the wingspan is 2.39 meters. Sometimes when you go into the builder and you try to get to the 2.39 meter wingspan, it won't work. It'll put it down one. So you have to keep going in and trying to make this build over and over until it allows you to have the 2.39 meters because you really want this wingspan. It's going to allow us to get an 80 driving dunk. For body shape, for all of these builds, you're definitely going to want to go with built. Now, the attributes for all 3 of these builds are going to be extremely similar. For close shot, we're going to want at least a 90. Close shot is your standing layup in this game. It's also your post hook. We definitely want at least a 90. Close shot is extremely overpowered this year. It wasn't good last year, but now you definitely want it. I would recommend you to get to at least a 90. You could up it more if you wanted to, but I think a 90 is good enough. For driving layup, we're going with a 73. The reason being, this is going to give us that 27 finishing badge. Driving dunk, we can go with an 80. You guys can also lower this down to a 75 if you really wanted to, but I would recommend an 80. It's going to give you really good dunk animations to pick from. Standing dunk, you're going to want a 99. This is going to give us Hall of Fame posterizer, which you definitely want in any center build. The mid-range goes up with the close shot, so you automatically have to have a 40. Free throw. Obviously, this is something where if you're playing park only, you don't need any free throw. But like I said, these are mainly Pro-Am builds. I would recommend you to get at least about a 50. 70 is plenty. 70 is honestly more than good enough. You can go down to a 50 if you really wanted to and you wanted to put points somewhere else. My other build has a 50 and I green most of my free throws, so 70 is plenty. For pass accuracy, you're going to want 85. This is going to give you gold pole passer. You definitely want that for any center build. Silver is way too slow in my opinion. For ball handle and speed with ball, we're both going with 50. This is going to give us unpluckable, glue hands, and quick first step. You want all of these badges on this build. The reason being, if we lower our defensive rebound instead of offensive, we're not going to get that 40th defensive badge, so we're just going to lower the offensive by 1. For the physicals, you're going to want to max all of these out for sure. Speed is very important if you're guarding pick and roll. You need acceleration as well, you need strength, and you obviously want a very high vertical. Stamina, I think about an 80 is good enough, and 89 is definitely plenty. If you guys want to lower this and put more points into something else, that's up to you. Get up your free throw, but like I said, I think a 70 is plenty. For the takeovers on every one of these builds, I would recommend you guys to go with box out wall and then either paint intimidation or stuff blocks. Either one is up to you. You could also go with rim badge first and then glass second, but you definitely want at least both of these on. For build number 2, we are also going to be going in position of center. The height is going to be 2.14 meters. This is going to make our player 7'2", so he's a little bit over 7 foot, over a ½ inch taller than the last build. For weight, we're going with 108 kilograms, wingspan 2.39 meters, and then body shape again is going to be built. Now, the attributes, like I said, are going to be extremely similar for every one of these builds. Close shot, again, like I said, we definitely want at least a 90. Driving layup, we're going with a 73 again. This is going to give us the 26th finishing badge. Driving dunk, 75. 75 is good enough. It's going to give us all of the animations that we need, as well as it's going to give us silver limitless takeoff. And standing dunk, we're going with a 99. It's going to give us Hall of Fame posterizer. The mid-range, again, is directly linked to the close shot, so we can't lower this at all. Free throw on this build, again, if you're only playing park, you don't need free throw, but I think at least a 50 is needed for Pro-Am. A 50, I'm able to usually green both. Comes down to your timing. A 65 to 70 is plenty. You're going to hit most of your whites even if you can't time them. Pass accuracy, you're going to want an 85. Again, you always need a gold bullet passer for any center build in my opinion. Ball handle, we're going with a 50. This is going to give us that glue hands as well as unpluckable. Speed with ball, we're going with a 47. Now, since this build is a little bit taller, we're not able to get 50 speed with ball. We're going to lose out on quick first step. I don't think it's a huge deal. A lot of guys don't even have it on right now, so it's not that important. What you guys could do if you really wanted to is you could lower your speed with ball all the way down. Because we already can't get that bronze quick first step, a lot of people have done tests on speed with ball and found that it's not really that needed, and it's up to you. If you want to lower it all the way down, you definitely can. Personally, I would just leave it up, but you definitely could. Then you could put the points wherever else you wanted to, whether that's close shot or another stat, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. For the defense, this build is going to get 99 interior defense, so a little bit higher. You're going to lose out on some perimeter defense and steal, but those aren't really that big of a deal to me. And this build, again, is just a little bit taller than the last one. We're also going to go down on the offensive rebound, just 1. Again, you have to do this to get that 40th defensive badge. You can't lower any other of these stats besides these 2 right here. I would make sure you keep your perimeter defense at least a 50, but again, I like that 40th defensive badge, so I'm not going to drop it at all. We're going to keep it right there. This build has a 66 speed and a 62 acceleration, so it's a little bit slower, but it's a little bit taller, so it comes down to what your guys' preference is. This build has an 80 strength, a little bit more strength, and a 79 vertical, and we're going to go with 87 stamina on this build. Again, if you guys want more stamina, lower the free throw, put it on stamina, but I feel like an 87 is plenty, so we're going to rock with that. And again, we're going with the same takeovers, box out wall, stuff blocks. You can rearrange these if you want. Go with the rim takeover first. The final build I'm going to be showing you guys is the 7'1.5", almost 7'2" build. This is going to be the tallest center build that I would recommend you guys to make. I wouldn't go much taller than this unless you're guarding the corner, which is something that I haven't been doing. So we're going to go with the position of center. For height on this one, it's going to be 2.17 meters. Like I said, this is 7'1.5". When you look at your player card, it's going to say you're 7'2". For weight, 106 kilograms is what you're going to want. This is going to allow us to get a 75 driving dunk. Sometimes when you make this build, it's similar to the 2.12 meter one where you have to keep going in and out and trying to get it down to 106 kilograms. It won't always work. But if you keep going and making the same build over and over in the builder, eventually it will allow you to get to 106 kilograms and it'll allow you to have a 75 driving dunk. So you guys just have to keep trying until you're able to do this. For wingspan, you're going to want 2.44 meters. Body shape again is going to be built. For the attributes, again, we're going to go with at least a 90 close shot. I can't recommend this enough for you guys. Close shot is extremely overpowered. On this build, we're going with a 76 driving layup. That's going to give us our 25th finishing badge. We're going to want the 75 driving dunk. It's going to give us good dunk animations as well as silver limbless takeoff. For standing dunk, we're going to go with a 99. This is going to give us Hall of Fame posterizer, which we need on every center build we make. Mid-range is linked to close shot. We can't lower this. Again, free throw, I would recommend at least a 60 to 70. You can hit with a 50 though, so if you want to lower it down to that, you're more than welcome. You definitely can. Pass accuracy, again, you're going to want 85. This is going to give us gold bullet passer. You need that on every build in this game, honestly. For ball handle, you're only going to be able to go up to a 49 ball handle at this height, but that's going to give you bronze glue hands, which is something I would highly recommend. If you don't have glue hands on, your player is going to fumble a lot of passes and not get good catches, and you definitely want to get a good catch on the ball when you're slipping to the basket. So I would definitely recommend you to at least get the 49 ball handle. Again, the speed with ball, you're not going to be able to get bronze quick first step because you can't get to a 50. So if you really wanted to, You could go absolutely no speed with ball. It's been tested, like I said. It's really not a big change from having 25 to having 50. So if you want to just go no speed with ball, it's still good. You can definitely go with that. And then we can put the points wherever else we want to. This build is going to get 99 interior defense like the 2.14 meter one. It's going to get a 57 perimeter, 67 steal, 98 block. And then you're going to max out both the rebounding stats. The good thing about having a 98 block is if you guys got the season rewards from playing park and getting your rep up, you're going to have an arm sleeve that gives you +1 block. So you can put that on, you'll have a 99 block. So you're going to have all these stats maxed out. For the physicals, we're going to again want to max out our speed, acceleration, strength, and vertical. This build again is a little bit slower than the other two, but it's a lot taller, so it's really up to you guys what you want to do. It's going to be a lot easier to mash in the paint with a build this tall, but you're going to be a little bit slower, so it's going to be harder to play pick and roll defense. A lot of teams are sticking taller centers in a corner on defense, so they don't have to do as much. They don't have to guard pick and roll, so it doesn't matter how slow they are. But I would recommend you to go with this height right here as the tallest you would make. I think it's plenty tall enough, and it's still pretty fast. 65 speed is really not too bad. Again, we're going to want to stick with the same takeovers. I would recommend box out wall and stuff blocks. You can switch the order of them. Now, as you guys can see, shades of Shaquille O'Neal. This is an absolute beast in the paint right here. I'm going to go over each and every one of the badges that I would personally recommend any center to have on in this game. I've been playing this game heavily for about a month now. I've tested out pretty much every badge there is to test out, and I know exactly which ones work. First thing we're going to want to do is if you guys hit level 38 in the first season, you're going to have an extra badge bonus upgrade. You're going to want to put this onto shooting. After you put it on shooting, you're going to be able to unlock slippery off-ball bronze. This is something that you definitely want on any inside center. You're going to be slipping to the basket a lot, so you're definitely going to want this badge. Now for finishing, for centers, you're definitely going to want Hall of Fame fast twitch. Putback boss is something that I would put on either bronze or silver. You can up it more though if you feel as if that's a really good badge for you. Fearless finisher, I would definitely put this on bronze. Limitless takeoff, you want this at least on bronze. You could also go silver. That's up to you. It only activates with certain dunk animations, so if you see it not really activating a lot for you, I would recommend it only on bronze. Post rise, you're going to want Hall of Fame. Rise up, I would recommend Hall of Fame. Definitely going to want gold grace under pressure. This is going to give you an extreme boost to your standing close shot, so all of your standing layups are going to be boosted by this badge. After that, you can put on Lob City finisher. Putback boss. You have some points left over depending on which build you guys decide to make. If you made the taller one, these are pretty much all the points you're going to have, but the shorter build has a couple more, so you could do silver limitless takeoff. You could put on hook specialist. It's up to you. You could even up your putback boss. For playmaking, on every build I would recommend you to have either gold or Hall of Fame break starter. I usually run Hall of Fame. Now, if you're able to get unpluckable and quick first step and glue hands, you definitely want all of these on. Obviously, the taller build doesn't get quick first step, but you're always going to want to have glue hands. And if you can unlock unpluckable and quick first step, like I said, you're going to want those on bronze. And then with the rest of your points, you're definitely going to want gold bullet passer. That's a must-have for any build. For defense, this is going to be our bread and butter. This is what centers are made to do. We're going to want at least bronze chase down. You guys can up this if you want to. Interceptor, you're definitely going to want that on silver. Rebound chaser, Hall of Fame. Worm, either gold or Hall of Fame. I would recommend Hall of Fame. Rim protector, you're going to want that Hall of Fame. Pogo stick, go with gold. Hall of Fame is only a 2% bonus, so gold is definitely where we want to be at. Intimidator, I would recommend Hall of Fame. Box, you can either go with gold or Hall of Fame. It's up to you. Brick wall, you're definitely going to want that Hall of Fame. You definitely want Hustler on. I see a lot of guys not having this on. It gives you an extreme boost to when there's loose balls. Your guys able to just sprint towards them. as well as when you get blocks, your player picks up the ball a lot faster, and he also gets it in midair sometimes. So you definitely want this on either bronze or silver at least. So we can put that on bronze. Another point into the chase down, it's really up to you. I would recommend at least having both these on bronze. And once you guys go to college, I would recommend you to get the 4 extra defensive badges and then put them wherever you see fit. You could put post lockdown on bronze. You could put tireless defender on bronze. That gives you 10% extra stamina on defense. You could up your hustler. You could up your chase down. You could put on something like defensive leader if you want to help your team out. It's really up to you. You could even put on Hall of Fame box. Just some suggestions for you guys. These are all the badges that I've tested out and I know that work. Showed you guys 3 of the best builds for Pro-Am. Those are the builds that I've played against the most. I notice a lot of guys are running them, and it really just comes down to how tall you want your player to be. You can either go with the 6'11.5" if you want to be a little bit shorter but faster, or you can go with the 7'1.5" if you want to be taller and feel more dominant in the paint. You want to mash. And then you can go with the 7'.2" if you want to be right in the middle. A little bit of both, better speed, but you're still able to mash. They're all really good builds, all 3 of them. I don't think you can go wrong with whatever one you pick. It really comes down to what you want. And obviously you can change around the stats. I gave you guys a good base of what we should start out with. Like I said, I recommend the 90 close shot and maxing out the defensive stats. You're going to want perimeter defense for your lateral quickness. You're going to want steal in this game. You're going to want your speed maxed out. You're going to want a little bit of a free throw. So it really comes down to what you guys see fit, what your play style is, and who is on your team. But it's a good base. Appreciate you guys watching, man. Hope this video helps you guys out. It's been your boy Will. Have a great day. Peace.